it's not nice to have a not nice reaction, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're with somebody and they're allergic to a dog or a cat, and they start to have this it's not a nice experience for them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they try to transfer this to any other situation in life. It's I think there's a big misunderstanding about allergies, that some allergies are light. Just take your
Mm-hmm.
hay fever spring allergy, for example. But the problem with allergies is that you don't know how far it will go and when it will stop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you know that a whole peanut will kill somebody or make them
Mm-hmm.
very sick, is a tiny little bit of peanut okay? Well, it's not, because you don't know where the limit is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, my question to people is, if you think it's okay, please explain to me where the limit is. Because if you don't know where the limit is, it'll never be okay,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, so, how much alcohol is a good limit to drink before driving a car?
Mm. I don't know.
Well, the answer is zero. Okay, right. Yeah, look, there's a
Before
difference
driving.
there's a difference between driving down a country road in a car after having two or three whiskeys and driving on a main road where you can kill people, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
let's be sensible about this. So there's no safe.
Mm-hmm.
In those situations, it's completely different. But there's no safe, there's no safe limit. How much alcohol can you safely drink and drive a car? Zero. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not possible, right? Like how much marijuana can you safely smoke and drive a car? Zero. You can't. It's just not possible. It, it's, it's, it's complicated enough already. Like how much heroin can you take and safely drive a car? How many acid trips can you drop and safely drive a car? Zero, zero, zero. The answer is always zero.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It there are sort
Okay.
of responsible situations. Yes, I'll tell you a true story. I'll tell you a true story from yesterday. Right. Uh, yesterday, yesterday I got lost in town. I was looking for a shop. In fact, here we go. Yesterday I was looking for the copy shop in town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
to make some photocopies, and I got lost in town. Like
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know exactly. I asked somebody. I didn't use Google. Stupid me. I asked somebody. Oh, it's over there. Thank you very much. And of course, it was over there, right? So I went the wrong way. Um, and I couldn't find the shop. So I um I wanted to ask somebody. So there was a shop, and there was a bookshop, and I walked into the bookshop, and there was a woman with two dogs in the bookshop,
Uh-huh.
right? And I had to turn round and walk straight out of the shop
Mm-hmm.
because there was somebody with two dogs in the bookshop. So now people are taking their dogs to work now here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There was there was a survey on LinkedIn 2 weeks ago about dogs in work. Should people be allowed to take their dogs to work? And the results of the survey were 90% yes.
Mm-hmm.
90% yes. People should be allowed to take their dogs. Now, I can't go to any office or any place that has a dog in it.
Mm-hmm.
So this did I feel it? Did I
Did
feel it? No, but I'm not waiting for a problem.
uh-huh. Okay.
Why would I wait for a problem?
Yes, of
Let's
course.
see
Of
how bad
course.
I can feel today.
Mm.
That would
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Let's see if I can feel bad. That's a good idea when you don't know how
Mm.
bad you're going to
No,
feel.
but
the result of that is I could be sick.
You will be sick 7 days or one day or 2 weeks, or
It's usually 3 or 4
it's just
days.
uh-huh.
It usually lasts 3 or 4 days. What
Mm-hmm.
happens is the animal hair goes into the air,
Mm-hmm.
and you breathe in the animal hair from the air into your system,
Mm-hmm.
and it causes a
Mm-hmm.
reaction in the system, or it touches your skin. The animal hair touches your skin and causes a reaction on the skin.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, it's not a very pleasant and comfortable experience. So
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, it makes social activities difficult. People have parties and they have animals, and I say, I want to be at your party, but I'm just sorry I can't come.
And what happens if you are going to cinema?
Yeah, if somebody gets hair on their clothes
Mm-hmm.
and that hair comes off onto something and I touch that thing, I also get marks on my skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why if my children, I allow my children to play with animals, but when they come home, they must take off all their clothes, put their clothes straight into the washing machine and put on new clothes
Oh. Mm.
and fresh. And the problem is, I like animals. I have a lot of empathy for animals, especially domestic animals, cats, dogs, rabbits, etc.
Oh,
So,
connection
so, um, so yeah, I have a lot of empathy for animals. I would like my children to have a pet because I think it teaches responsibility to them.
again.
Um, it's just it's just a difficult situation, I think, for a lot of people to understand. People think people automatically think you don't like animals because you're allergic to them. But,
Yes,
but they
do
do.
they?
They do. They automatically think you don't. Oh, or they say, oh, it's just psychological. It's not a problem. And
Uh-huh.
there's always an element of every sickness and illness that is psychological. That's true, but
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't solve any problems. Right?
Mm.
There's always an element that's true about that. Um, so you know, I see the therapeutic value of animals is very
Mm-hmm.
high. You know,
Yes.
we know that people can develop very strong relationships with the dogs. Dogs can save lives. You know,
Mm-hmm.
cats can provide love to people. Uh, Horses have an interesting psychological connection with people.
Mm-hmm.
So and there's a lot of value. I mean, it teaches people about care. It teaches children about life and death, right? Because if you have a rabbit or a guinea pig or a mouse or something, it will probably die, and you have to learn to cope with that emotional tragedy, and that's a difficult thing to do. So I have I have sympathy for people, but on the other side, dog owners can sometimes be aggressive,
Mm.
which I don't respect, um, and I don't think they realize it. And having a dog is like really popular now, right? I mean, having a
Mm.
dog is the new fashion accessory, especially if you don't have children. People
Mm.
replace children with animals now. They don't have kids, but they have a dog, so it's okay. But of
No
course, it's
connection.
well, there's I just checked my internet connection and it should be okay on my side.
Okay.
We're back.
Okay.
So, um, so I forgot what I was going to say. The dog owners can be. I was saying dog
It's
owners
wrong today.
can be aggressive sometimes, and I think that's slightly disrespectful to to other people, and I don't know. Let me give you I'll give you a little example. So there's a local Facebook group here, and can you hear me? Is that okay? It's frozen. It's frozen again. We're back again.
Okay.
Can you see me dancing?
I'm here. Yes, I can.
Oh,
Yes, I can.
oh dear.
Hmm.
Right.
Yes, I have a friend. She has no children, but she has three little chihuahua
Oh
in
yeah. There
a
you go.
three-room flat, and I think neighbors are very happy
Yeah.
about it.
Well, look, it's a
Mm,
um, people are replacing having children with having pets. This is a very deep psychological problem that society
mm,
has. It's
mm,
not a good place to be mentally and psychologically. Replacing children with animals
mm,
is replacing children with animals is to believe that everyone is an animal. Children are not like adults. Adults talk a lot of bullshit, right? Um,
mm,
they tell a lot of lies. They talk a lot of bullshit. Children don't. Children give it to you straight.
mm,
And adults have a problem with this because adults are not ready for the truth.
mm,
Because the truth is really brutal and really painful and really difficult to accept. And it has been that way for all time, and it will be that way for all time. Um, you have a friend. Your friend has 3 dogs. Your friend says, I want children. But you want 3 dogs more than you want children, otherwise you would not have 3 dogs.
mm,
What is the empirical evidence? Forget about what people say. Forget, especially with adults, forget about what they say. Because most adults are broken people. Anyway, that's another point. But um, it people forget about what people say. I want children, but you have 3 dogs. Do you think any man with any brain in his head is going to look at a woman with 3 chihuahuas and go, yeah, I want to have kids with this woman?
mm,
Seriously?
mm,
Seriously? A man is going to look, there's a woman with 3 chihuahuas. Perhaps not. Seriously.
mm,
Because any man with a brain understands either consciously or subconsciously that this woman has replaced children with animals.
mm,
And and if and a lot of people can't see that because they don't go deeper into life. Life is as deep as you want it to be.
mm,
You can go as deep as you want. You can read as much history, philosophy, psychology as you want. Most people don't. They replace history, philosophy, psychology with Netflix and computer games. Right.
mm,
And or people read a lot of books. Yes, reading books is great, but the number one selling genre of book in the world is the romantic novel. 50% of all books that are more than 50% of all books that are read are romantic novels. I
mm,
mean, have you seen the level of language and ideas in romantic novels? It's comic books for adults. Okay, it's comic books for adults.
mm,
It's absolutely terrible.
mm,
It's worse than children's literature. Worse
mm,
than children's literature. So, um, the empirical evidence is the only way to make good decisions. And empirical evidence means that you stop listening and you start looking. And I don't mean you turn off, but you look for that balance between what people say and what people do.
mm,
And if someone says I want to have kids, but you live in a flat with 3 dogs. It's like you're obviously not trying to have kids because the dogs are going to scare away any valuable potential male partners. Unless there's a valuable potential male partner who loves chihuahuas. Um, and maybe there is a valuable potential male partner that loves chihuahuas, but you're limiting your options. You could have a wide spectrum of options, but you suddenly limit yourself to men who love chihuahuas.
Yes, it's true.
Which is turning 100% of opportunity into 5% of opportunity. And yet you say that you want to do something. Forget about what people say, especially as adults, because it doesn't. It can tell you what it can tell you what's wrong with them, right? You can see what doesn't work, where the relationships go wrong. You can see what's not congruent. You can see what doesn't fit together. And on the other side, earlier I said that children don't bullshit. They tell you what they think. This is beautiful. As adults are broken because adults bullshit, right? This is not good psychologically because lies lead to more lies. Negativity leads to more negativity. And then adults are left to teach the children how to grow up, but the adults tell more lies than the children. So we've got broken people teaching not broken people how to be broken.
To be broken.
Which is the insane reality that we live in. But so